I get this question a lot. Kevin, what is your most cherished, your most treasured Yale memory? And I've been thinking about this for quite some time. As you know, I graduated in May 2020, so I've had a little bit of time to reflect. And honestly, I have 3 favorite memories. Coincidentally, they all revolve around people. So the first one is about my Model UN team. The second one is about my breakdance team. And then the third one is about my secret society. Let's start with the Yale Model UN Taiwan team. And in order to understand this, you guys are gonna need a little bit of context. Essentially, what our team did was organize Model UN conferences for high schoolers in Taiwan. As many of you can imagine, organizing a conference that involves minors and is halfway across the world is a pretty enormous feat. So you need a pretty organized team in order to tackle this problem. Our team, I think, had 10 members. During my sophomore year, I was the Director General of Administration. So basically handling a lot of the logistical tasks. Where is this conference taking place? How are we dealing with food? How are we dealing with registration? Yada, yada, yada. Anyways, I'll spare you the details. My most cherished memory came way after the conference happened. I just remember the entire team gathered on this one bed in our Airbnb. And we were all exhausted because the conference was draining, but we stayed up until 3-4 a.m. And everyone just went around in a circle sharing what they admired most about this teammate. So we started off with first impressions and going like, oh, when I first met George, I thought this. When I first met Greg or Alina, these were my impressions. And then this is how it evolved. This is what I admire about you. My favorite part though was actually after we showered our teammates with all this love and praise and approval, we offered them a little bit of constructive criticism on how they could be a better teammate, a better leader, a better person. To be quite honest, it's been years and I don't remember everything that was said that night, but what I do remember is how I felt. Had never felt like I was so part of a community, like I was so part of a team, like I belonged. That was the first time at Yale that I had truly opened up my heart, and it felt really nice. Also, that team had so much chemistry and we just had way too much fun with each other's company. It didn't feel like work. It didn't feel like an extracurricular club. It really felt like a family and I miss that. I really do. All right, memory number 2. Very different group. This was with my breakdance team. It's called the Yale Breakers. Surprise. This was a totally different experience, totally different group of people. And what you should know about breakdance at Yale is that it's a very tiny faction. There are about 8 or 9 guys. 2 of them aren't even undergrads. They're like postgrads or graduate students, PhD students. It's a very tiny community. And yet, because it is so small and no one does breakdancing because, you know, it will land them a better job or get them better grades. Like literally breakdancing will hurt your GPA and your body. The only reason you're doing it is because you love the dance. Like you are seriously passionate about it. I mean, Yale has 6,000 students and each year I feel like I'm teaching 10, 15 kids. The number of kids who actually stay, less than 1. Anyways, let's get to the memory. About once a semester, the breakdance team goes to Boston or New York for a jam. We go and compete. But our team, I'll be honest, the level of skill at our team is not super duper high. At least it wasn't all that high during my first 2 years. But during my junior year, we started displaying some real talents. One of the guys and one of my best friends now, Damien, he started breakdancing when he was just a sophomore at Yale and he got nasty. Like I'm telling you, sick, dope, nasty. Hold on, there's a little bit more I need to explain. Okay, the way a breakdance competition works is you have all of these teams dance a little showcase and then judges will pick the top 16 and create a bracket for a tournament. We had never gotten past prelim for the first 2 years while I was at Yale. It was only my junior year, during that junior spring, that we finally as a team, a little crew of 4, made it past prelims. And not only did we make it past prelims at this New York competition where there were 40 plus teams from all different colleges, but we actually beat Harvard while we were in the top 16 to make it to the top 8. That was, oh man, that was definitely one of my favorite memories at Yale. And not because we beat Harvard and the competitive spirit, but it was just because it was a long time coming. And it was more about this feeling of winning and progressing together that I think I really cherished. Yeah. Finally, my third most cherished memory took place with my secret society. The name of my society, our society, is Spade and Grave. It's really old. It was created in competition with Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones was made by a lot of, rich white dudes. And so Spade and Grave, these poor white dudes, created their own society to compete with those guys. And Skull and Bones got mad and they tried to kill our society many times. But that's a story for another time. I don't think I can pinpoint a specific memory when it came to Spade and Grave. I just remember we had so many parties. Like, man, a party every single week, pretty much. Maybe it was that first party where we played like Beer Olympics with the old society and the new society. Man, that was a really, really fun night. Or maybe it was Tara's birthday at Harvest. That was a fun party as well. There was an ice luge. Yeah, that was a good one. That being said, it wasn't always that way. You know, in the beginning, Secret Society is basically a random assortment of 8 guys and 8 girls, and you don't really know how they're gonna work out together. And I would say that in the beginning of the year, we weren't that close. It was a little awkward. Yeah, I mean, you're just hanging out and drinking with strangers. Over time though, if you drink for long enough with these strangers, they will become your friends. That is what I've discovered. What I really enjoyed about this society is we could be so vulnerable together and then just turn it up and play 2000s hip hop and dance the night away. I was a lightweight, man. I'm embarrassed to admit it. Everyone in my society knows it. I was like the lightest of lightweights, like a feather. But I could tear up the dance floor. So I have other redeeming qualities, guys. I'll make a whole other video about secret societies at Yale, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I usually script my videos out so I don't sound dumb when I'm talking in front of the camera, but as you can tell, today was a little bit more loosey-goosey, freestyle. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Know that I am constantly rooting for you guys. Can't wait for you guys to make your own college memories and then share them with me years down the road. There's definitely gonna be highs and lows, but you know what? That's what makes life worth living. You know what I mean? All right, guys, catch you the next one. Peace.